go. Greetings. I am Lies, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together!
Yeah!
Hooray!
Woo!
All right, it's time for the bully to, well, basically get a... I suppose it would be comeuppance, but basically an ironic return on their pay-ins.
Yes, Without thinking, Mark grabs a glass of orange juice and throws it in Cindy's face. The whole glass! The entire glass, y'all! Fling!
I was gonna say, watch out for the glass.
Because that's what happened last time.
Are you out of your mind, nerd? Huh. That's what you get for hurting Kayla. And burn.
Mark and I help Cindy to her feet. We are both surprised by what Mark did.
Even Mark's surprised by what Mark did.
Do you mean Kayla and Burn?
I don't know.
We're both surprised by what Mark did. What?
Is Mark surprised by what Mark did? I don't think so. I think they might have meant Kayla.
I think that's a mistake.
Because he sounded pretty
Sounds like
secure.
a late night.
Let's go.
Yay, we've gone.
Wow, Mark. That was the best thing that I've ever seen anyone do ever in my whole life. I mean, it was the best.
Yeah, Mark! Hooray! Oh, I would have never expected you to do that to Cindy, of all things.
Of all people. You're so cool, Mark. Thank you for defending us. Uh-oh, is it the white knight?
Kayla jumps on him and gives him a big hug.
Him, whoa.
Mark blushes like a steamed crab.
Yes.
Which sounds excellent right about now.
Oh my god, I'm hungry suddenly.
It makes me happy to see Mark so happy.
Or at least so embarrassed.
Something, at least I hope he's happy.
I assume it's good embarrassment, I hope.
Right.
You're welcome, Kayla. Huh, but what are you gonna do now? Burn? I immediately cannot focus on this hug. Wah! Burn! I was hard to burn.
Burn, are you still hugging me? Beats me? Honestly, I didn't feel like staying at school. I guess I'm going to skip school today. Again?
Really? It's fine. Burn, I totally understand. I'll make him an excuse for Mr. Sinclair.
So many of the same person over and over again. I love the fact that other times they just we're going to call back to these names. We've got it. And other times I'm like, you completely dropped enormous plot points. You don't got it.
We still have to be in high school unless Mr. Sinclair moved to university. Right, because we started out in high school.
Thanks, Kayla.
But where are you going to go?
Well, I don't know. Somewhere quiet near here, I guess?
Usually when you're, performing truancy, you just hang out nearby and don't go to class.
Right, that's exactly how that works, I suppose. Besides, I have to go to Vine Beans Cafe this afternoon.
Yeah, speaking of which, it'd be cool if you could do something proactive in the meantime.
Right?
We will be there for you. Yes, we will.
We will. Thank you, guys. I'm going now. I'll see you guys later.
All right, well, that's a thing. Also, more assertive, so cool.
Yep.
This is the park where we went with Ben, isn't it, at night?
Yeah, it was, where he forced a kiss on us.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Forced
sort of what it was.
Don't tell me that you want to date me, just think about it for later. This is going back to where we've been before. I've been wandering around the city for hours.
I think out somewhere nearby.
Hours.
Wanders around the entire city.
I don't know where to go or what to do. I end up sitting all by myself on a bench in the Central City Park.
Not Central Park, the Central City Park.
My life is over.
Oh, poor thing.
No.
I felt amazingly triumphant after the whole glass of orange juice thing. And then I just went this impending thing with my prior boss. I'm going to jail, that's it.
Right, this is what's going to happen.
Huh. Oh, God.
I bet
Who is it?
Nate.
Who is it?
I'm calling Nate or Alex. Because we haven't seen them yet.
That's true. We haven't seen them
We also
recently.
haven't seen Joey.
We haven't seen Joey for
it's
a while.
Joey's in the next roundup, because that's usually how it goes.
All right, well, let me figure out who the hell it is, and then I will say the line, because it's no burn. Pause. It's not. It's Joey!
Yeah!
Joey! So,
That's out.
No, burn. It's not. No, it's not.
I turn around to find Joey standing behind me.
Wow!
Joey?
Right behind me.
Wow!
Because, well, mind if I'll sit here?
No, of course not. Have a seat.
Oh.
What are you doing? Why aren't you at school?
Well, I got a phone call from, Kayla, and she asked me if I could come and find you. Like, she just told me you were out and you were ditching school, but you were kind of upset, so I came to find you. But also, like, I'm real happy because I found you.
Right? Why?
Well, she was, she was worried about you. I'm worried about you, too. All I do is worry about you these days.
That's nice of her.
Like, this is
like I said it would be
weird.
fine, and I have my phone on me, right?
And also, why specifically you?
I am a teen slash potential new adult, young adult, small baby adult that having some issues. So I have my phone with me. I don't know.
So I've heard everything from Kayla. So like, what a situation. Like I know it all anyway. So like, I assume she just told me everything just like you would. So like, I don't need to know anything else. But I've heard it all.
All right.
Why didn't you tell me? Like, what? Dang it! Why? When like all over the whole weekend when you're talking to people, why didn't you tell me you were in trouble?
You weren't an option. Oh, I'm sorry, Joey.
I just didn't think about you at all. There's 4 of you now.
I just didn't want to make you worry. Please don't get mad.
I guess that's a good one. God, I have heard so many people use that. Oh my God, especially when I was a teenager, my friends who had really aggressive or very overbearing or controlling parents, it would be a sort of thing of when the parent would find something out, even something inconsequential, such as, we walked to the convenience store and back while I was over at my other friend's house kind of thing. Why didn't you tell me? It's
right.
like, I didn't, and they would always be like, well, I didn't want to bother you. It would always be, I didn't want to bother you, or if they had a problem going on, such as someone's bullying me at school, there's this guy that keeps harassing me, whatever it is, it'd be, I didn't want to worry you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't want you involved because you would, 1, make a mess of it, 2, not help, 3, just make it harder, whatever.
Right.
But they go like, but there's that very defensive of, I didn't want to make you worry.
Right.
But like what you're doing like right now, like I just, being out here, like just not going to school. I mean, it's making me even more worried. Like you're behaving weird, and it worries me.
Oh.
But I think I can help you. Like you didn't talk to me, you didn't ask me, but like I can help you.
How?
My uncle's one of the best lawyers in town. Like you know that. You know my uncle's a lawyer. They all like my whole family is like I've got connections of different kinds and stuff. But like I can help you with a lawyer. That's how. We can ask for his help to, defend you. Because I just assume the cops are coming to pick you up and that, you're going to be hauled away and then we'll have to bail you out and stuff. And then you're going to be going, to court and all that. So, like, once you're in court, he'll defend you. Because that's what you need right now. Like, you don't need, like, proof or support or any of those kind of things that you might want. Like, you just need a good lawyer, right? Yeah, because that's what you need.
I smile?
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Joey. You just think I'm going to be thrown in a jail and this won't basically come out that, like, the police have to do their own independent investigation? Mm-hmm. Like, that there will be, like, actual...
Straight to court.
No, just straight to court. Like, that's how everything works. I forget. I appreciate your help. Or your offer for help. Not like it's helping me right now.
Please don't. Burn, don't turn down my offer. Don't even, Burn, I appreciate your offer. You are dismissing me because you're you don't sound completely excited about this. Burn, shit, I tried to say thank you. And just don't turn down my offer.
I'm not, really. I'm not turning down your offer. I will ask for your uncle's help. I promise.
If I need it.
If I need it, and I hope that you just don't get mad.
If I don't need it, if it pans out that I don't, go to court immediately. Usually this sort of thing is also handled in small claims court.
Yeah.
Because if it's under $5,000, you can take it to small claims court, which is a whole, I've watched some small claims court in a number of waiting rooms in my life. That is a popular thing to have on daytime TV when you're in the waiting room, at a doctor's office.
Where you're making fun of people who are poor and lack resources. And I feel like a lot of that shit, though, is that. Just basically exploitation of people who are in poverty.
It's possible. On the other hand, they're not a show.
I know.
In the way that a lot of other things are. They're just filming the courtroom. And there's a little bit of theatrics going on, but they have to follow all the legal regulations, unlike a show like Dr. Phil, where there are no regulations.
But I still feel like it still kind of is. I don't know how to describe.
There is quite a bit of putting people's personal business out there.
Yeah.
For sure. But they also have to agree to go to a televised courtroom instead of go to another one. On the other hand, I imagine that might make it free or cheap or something. Yeah. So they might choose it because of their economic struggles. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know how it is either. But for me growing up, it always felt like some form of weird exploitation. And I just don't. They always made me uncomfortable.
See, and for me, it just kind of confused me. So I never thought about it too deeply. It was just a thing.
Right.
There were a couple of cases where I actually really liked what one of the judges or the other did. and I can't remember. I think Judge Judy is one of them, and then there's a couple of others. There was this lovely like black gentleman that I saw when I was younger, and like he would get real fiery about things sometimes, and I do not remember what his name was, but there was a couple of cases that I just randomly saw that he did that I thought he did a really good job of parsing things out the way he did. But again, the whole genre feels weird to me.
Right.
So I just don't know about it. Great. No, I'm like the burn. That's so good. Like great, man.
Joey holds both of my hands tightly.
Joey
I didn't realize.
Grabs hold of my hands and holds them.
He grabbed my hands. All right, here we are. He has that stern look in his eyes.
Like you will do what I've asked you to do and what you've agreed to do.
Right.
Burn, it's just everything. It's gonna be fine. Burn, you're gonna be so good. It'll be okay. Let's go and confront the cafe owner. You and me, Burn. We're gonna go together. We'll confront them and just like we'll tell them like that we got a lawyer and that they can't do nothing. And I'll be right there with you, Burn. I'll be there with you. I hug Joey. There is no reason for us to hug Joey.
Like all I've got here is like even for Burn, just kind of like there's a lot of withdrawal. Too. I don't think Burn would hug him at all. So just say thank you. You're fine, honey. Just say thank you. Really?
I mean, Burn seems very put off by what he's offering and not very into it, and he even is confirming that because Burn's like answer could have been interpreted as thank you, with the pause, really. It could have been theoretically enthusiastic, but then he's like, don't reject it, confirming that it sounded uncertain.
There's also that thing, though, with Burn, too, that still, I think, is a factor that plays in here, is that Burn is still used to having their space invaded. Like, she is used to being bossed around, so when she's given the option, she's not necessarily going to go for it, because, well, physically, that's the thing that everybody else does to her, not that she does to everyone else.
Well, again, in romance tropes, the men are supposed to initiate.
All right?
So if she's hugging him, it's going to be in warmth and affection, not in romance. And she's not feeling affectionate towards him right now. She's just feeling overwhelmed that he's even there, and also very confused as to why he knows about this at all.
Right?
Which is not a great breeding ground for, I'm suddenly so grateful to you. I'm 1, confused at why you know and why you're here. 2, why my friend called you to send you here. 3, how you may have even found me. 4, why you're suddenly so invested. 5, why you've jumped to lawyer. And then 6, you've insisted on it when I didn't seem super warm about it.
But I'm deeply in love with you.
None of those breed a real warm environment for just, yes, hug the boy.
Right? Really?
Yeah, Burn, yes, of course. I'm gonna go with you. We'll get through this together, you and me. We're gonna go on down there and I'll solve all your problems for you.
Thank you, Joey.
That's a thing.
I appreciate it so much, especially like if Joey just has Burn's hands. Burn not
like
gonna go, I'm gonna pull away too specifically then hug you. I'm like, yeah, that just is like, sure, I'll just let you keep holding my hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's like, there's a lot of stuff in here that points to that would sound ridiculous too. I pull my hands out of his hands and then go around his arms to like hug him.
Especially somebody who historically has been really controlling and kind of manipulative and I would say somewhat verbally abusive.
As well as very threatening.
And very physically controlling, actually. Like, dang.
Oh, dang, old Burn, don't thank me. Like, it's fine, man. Don't thank any. You know that I'll always be there for you. Like, don't darn it. I'll never leave. I'm gonna be there the whole time.
You know what I love, actually? It didn't occur to me. I feel like one of the reasons Joey has sort of backed off of being really, kind of, really terrible, like, but they're all pretty terrible.
Like, really aggressively in your face in the same way.
Is really because Daddy and Joey's mom
aren't getting
along. So basically, Joey's like, oh, I'm comfortable. Now I don't have to threaten you anymore.
Yeah,
which is sort of
I don't have to
terrible.
force my way into a specific position before we become legally bound, arranged.
Right.
Because I felt like what he was trying to do there, I mean, 1, he was like trying to get back into your life, first of all, because
oh God,
I lost you back then and I want you back now, and I was expecting that would just be the status quo. I would apologize and things would go back to the way they were. I would just say, and then when that didn't happen, and then there was the threat of us becoming family, it was really this drive, it seemed like, for him to immediately go, I now need to set standards in place for what this is going to be like before the law and the arrangement of the household changes it.
Yeah.
And that way, we'll have a dynamic and I'll be in control. You know what? I'll always be there for you.
I nod and smile. I hope he knows that I've never really doubted him. Not really. I promise, not really.
Not really
doubted him.
Wow, it gets dark that early?
Oh, winter time. Clearly.
No, but like, look at the trees.
I know, they're deciduous. I get it.
Damn, bro. I would expect like naked trees if it's getting, if sunset at 4 p.m. Well, on Burn, dang, it's almost 4 p.m. Like, we should, Burn, it's then. We better get going to the cafe, because, like, I know you know your schedule, but, like, I'm not going to mention that you know your schedule. What's important here is that I know your schedule, and I'm going to tell you that you need to go, and that it's time to go, because what's important here is that you know that I'm paying attention to things, and that I'm in charge of it, because if I initiate you going to the cafe, if I spark with that, if I drive you there, then you know I'm taking care of you, as opposed to you just getting up and doing it, with your own comfort zone when you're ready. Right. So I got to drive the situation, so you know who's helping you.
Right, we're back to square one. You're right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I don't want to get into more trouble with them, actually.
Yeah, well, damn, Burn, I can imagine. Yeah, you don't want to get yourself in any more trouble. Burn, you're getting a lot of trouble real frequently. You just don't want to make it worse.
Right.
Looks at you meaningfully for a second. Don't make it worse.
I promise. I'll say he had trouble. Joey and I arrive at the Vine Beans Cafe on time. Because I'm on time. I'm very on time. I'm taken aback when I see my friends there to support me. Kayla, Mark, Ben, Alex, what are you guys doing here? You invited Mark.
Right.
Did you completely forget about Mark? That you invited Mark?
I was going to say, Mark and Kayla both promised they would be there too, just before you walked away.
Oh my god,
So it's more like...
I think it sounds like Burn got super overwhelmed by Joey showing up.
And forgot everything.
That just sounds like a trauma.
To teach that woman a lesson.
I can see anger drawn clearly on his face.
Like the Joker's tattoo on his forehead.
Anger. It's just anger in an edgy font. We're here to support you, Ben. Thank you, guys. That really means a lot to me. A few minutes later, the cafe manager comes to see me and my friends.
I thought you'd come with evidence. Or at least $1,000. She says ballsily in front of a whole bunch of fairly powerful people, even if they're all teenagers.
Pretty much.
You brought your minions instead?
I don't have $1,000, and I'm still innocent.
Where's your proof, then? You don't have any, do you?
I shake my head slowly. I don't know what will happen to me now.
But you're lucky.
Everybody looks at her as soon as she says that I'm lucky?
The owner decided not to report you to the police. Her best friend convinced her to change her mind.
I shoot a thankful look at Kayla. She also looks relieved to hear that. Are you serious?
Yes, but on one condition.
Anything?
Don't say anything.
Oh god, that was dumb.
Don't say anything. You will have to come back in 1 week with $1,000 cash. And you have to admit your mistakes and apologize publicly.
What?
Wait, I agree not to call the police if you do that. That sounds insane.
No, that's not even the same at all.
Also, apologizing publicly for the theft of money, you could have other people get involved for the crime at that place. Also, that's considered a legal confession at that point.
Yeah.
Wherein you can be prosecuted if someone decides to press charges. And unless you have record of them saying they aren't going to press charges, they then have the ability to do that after they've forced a confession after.
No, this is not okay.
Yeah, no.
No. What? But I want to protest, but I don't think it will help at all. Fine.
Okay, dudes, your controlling voice should be jumping in right now, immediately saying you can't do this to Burn. Like, that is where they would come in and interrupt or cut people off or, get up in your space.
I don't understand at all. Yeah, I was actually kind of expecting, I'm like, why are they all here? Like, this is ridiculous.
If they're doing nothing. And I'm just here to quietly support and do nothing. Huh? Great. Now you can leave. And we just leave? The guys do nothing.
My friends convinced me that I made a good decision by accepting the terms and conditions. No!
What?
No, they didn't! Will they have enough time to prove my innocence?
Okay.
Did I really make a good choice, or did I just extend my suffering? Can I really prove my innocence? Didn't we just fucking ask that question?
Yes.
In this literal area, like the last screen?
We did. But we're real concerned about it, so we're mentioning it again.
Right, of course. What will happen to me next? Find out next time on Freshman Fantasies!
Freshman Fantasies! Alrighty, and we're back in the new chapter. I appreciate that they're all like, we have now a week to prove your innocence, but the fact that nobody jumped in with all of their, I am the brilliant, smart, edgy guy that's in charge of shit and can control everything and track your cell phone and stalk you. I don't have any idea about legal things. at all.
Yeah, no, this is really silly.
No 2 cents, no opinions, no, we're not going to be doing that. Burn's not going to agree to your conditions.
Right? It's been 6 days since the cafe manager gave me an ultimatum to prove my innocence.
Oh, she did not give you an ultimatum to prove your innocence. What she gave you was you will be doing this thing, you will be paying back the money, and you'll be making a public confession.
Right?
That is legally binding.
Right? Well, that wasn't actually why they gave me more time. They want me to bring $1,000 and apologize publicly.
Thank you. I'm glad you know as well.
It seems like they don't care whether I'm actually guilty or not. All they want to do is humiliate me. This is the weirdest thing I have ever fucking run across in my entire life. Oh. They usually just go, you're gone. Bye! We can't necessarily, prove it aggressively, and we don't care to prosecute you. You just lose your job, and you can never get hired ever again. Yes. And sometimes, depending on if you put them on your resume, they can ruin the rest of your life, actually. Wow, I don't know.
Or if they do file a formal complaint legally, and it can go on your record.
Your permanent record? Yeah. I don't know what I did wrong to make them hate me so much. To go so far as to frame me for a crime I didn't commit.
What I'm wondering is we're handling this differently than every other type of thing where she's been framed for something.
So strange.
And the thing is the game has set up several instances where Byrne has essentially been framed for something.
Right.
And yet, in this case, we're not trying to prove her innocence. We're not using the resources we have. We're not really doing anything in reference to it. We're just kind of sitting there and going, I didn't understand why they hate me. Why aren't you going, okay, so who's the culprit? So which one is the one that hates you? Why would they have a reason to do this? We literally investigated that with a stupid goo in our locker.
Right?
Why not follow the same process? It was effective last time.
It sounds like somebody had a very different day, and they were like, we need to wrap up or we need to do something else. But who knows? Anyway, we are out of time. I don't want to go to school. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. And I guess I will figure out whether or not I'm actually going to go to school. I'm just talking out of my ass again. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you are having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We have some links in the description down below. We also have some goals that we would like to achieve, and we would love your help getting there. Yep. Other than that, though, I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!